I feel like in some way I sacrificed a romantic love life for the nomad life. Let me explain. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you watched my last video, which was my first video, you're a real one. Thank you for being here. I am April Amethyst. I'm a nomad. I live my life with the intention to discover the world while discovering myself and what those two things mean in existence together. If that's something that you're into, please like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry, not sorry that it took me so long to post another one. In order for me to share my life on here, I actually have to go and live my life in real life. After much deep reflection, report back, that's kind of how this goes. But here we are. I'm gonna share with you my experience in love and dating, how I feel about it and what it looks like for me, where I'm at in life. As a 32-year-old nomad who has dedicated her life to living it as I please. In order for me to give you the full tea, for this to be like a full circle, I think I have to start with first relationship vibe. Always been a serial monogamous. Always one person, meet someone, we start dating, hang out a couple times, and now we're in a full-blown relationship. I see the toxicity in that. Let me cook. Please, hold on before you start judging me. When I was a teenager, my mom did not play that boyfriend shit. She did not. There was no boyfriends. No. There was no boys. She was not with the shits. And I was obviously lying and going behind my mom's back. I had this boyfriend. And do you want to know how my mom found out? Do you want to know how my mom found out that I had a boyfriend at 16? So I went to school in downtown Manhattan, 14th Street, Washington Irving. After school, we would go shopping, go to Soho, just be chilling, So I went and I bought him a shirt and I bought him a couple of other things. And when I got back home later that evening, I texted him. So I thought. I went to text him oh, babe, I got you something. Do you know that I sent that text to my mother? And just me and my fucking ADHD brain, I'm just I'm so excited. I want to tell him that I got him something. And I clicked it and I wrote the message and I sent it to my mother. She comes in the room and she's like, what'd you get me? And I was like, duh, world ending. I thought she was gonna kick my ass. I thought it was over. I thought my whole entire life was over. Saw the whole 16 years of my life flash before my eyes. Surprisingly and gratefully, she wasn't chill about it. She definitely was not happy, but she was very intrigued and very curious. Who was this boy that I was spending her money on? It actually turned out to be really lovely, and he met my mom and he would hang out at my house with my friends. It actually turned out to be a pretty solid first boyfriend experience. So we're still low-key homies to this day. I remember the last of the many times that we broke up, and I remember him saying something I always have this fear that you'll be with a white boy, or painting this picture that he always knew that I was gonna be not in the Bronx for the rest of my life, to say the least, you know what I mean? So I think just in his awareness and intuition of who I was and who I was becoming, he was I'm gonna let you go, babes. I'm gonna let you go. And it hurt and it sucked, but I am actually really, really grateful to him. I can see and respect and appreciate what he saw in me and how he decided to move, because he knew I was never gonna be in the Bronx forever. He knew I was never gonna be that person. So I'm grateful that he saw that early and acted accordingly. Shout outs to you. You know who you are. Fast forward to me booking my first international solo backpacking trip. I was going to Southeast Asia. When I tell you, literally, babes, not even less than a month before I was embarking on this journey, I got into a relationship. A friend of a friend was like, yo, what's up with your friend? She passed the number. We were talking. We hung out a few times. In love. Full-blown relationship together. I'm like, you know that I'm leaving in like a week, right? They're like, yeah, don't care. We're together. I go on my first ever solo backpacking trip for 3 months, and I'm in a relationship. And that probably says a lot about young Abril, but whatever, neither here or there. We love her, we support her rights and her wrongs. We both agreed that like we would be together, we were monogamous, all of these things. I mean, it was fine. I truly don't feel like the relationship like stopped me from doing anything. Like I said, before I started traveling and up until then, my dating life and my relationship life, like I was always monogamous. I didn't feel like I wanted to explore or experiment. Those things weren't on my mind. It was very much like enjoy myself, enjoy these new countries, these experiences, and call my boyfriend every day after. I will say that I did come back early from that trip for his birthday. As this story goes on, you will come to know that I learned from my mistakes. This person is and continues to be a beautiful being in my life. You know who you are, and I send you so much love always. After that, I moved to Washington, D.C., and I really doubled down on my bartending / server life. And working in the restaurant industry gave me the flexibility to work a few months and then travel for a few months. So that was my jam. That's what I did. I lived in Washington, D.C. for like 7 years. So I had time, okay? There was time in between these two significant relationships. One was like a very much committed relationship, like monogamous, like we lived together. It was sealed deal. My mom was very happy. And then the other one was very much, I don't want to call it a fling. It was more than a fling. We traveled together and we had a really beautiful connection. Both of these people that I'm talking about, where everything was good on paper, right? Like if you wrote the relationship down on paper, if you wrote the dynamic down on paper and you showed it, everything, you'd be like, what's the problem? I don't understand. This sounds like a dream. Those two people asked me to stop traveling. Those two people wanted me to be quite literally a housewife, babes. Very well off people had amazing things going for themselves and saw me as someone that they wanted to spend their life with, but saw the way that I live my life as an issue for them. And so they asked me to stop traveling. And so I don't think I'd be making this video if I chose either of those lives, would I? Ran so fast from both of those people at both of those times, because for me it was like, man, this person is asking me to give up something that lights me on fire, something that gives me life and turns me on in a way that nothing or no one ever has. So it felt like these people were asking me to give up a calling, to give up my purpose, to give up my dreams, to give up everything I ever wanted for them. Traveling the world was always it. To see the world and to just experience things that I saw on Nat Geo and the Discovery Channel and the wild thornberries and all the other fucking things that inspired me growing up. If you knew like how deep the desire really ran inside of me to travel, you could never ask me that. You would never ask me that. You would never ask that of me. You would never expect that of me. My own mom had an issue with me traveling at first, and I mean, we had a lot of talks, and there was a lot of just me getting her to understand my life and why and who I am. And I mean, I didn't give it up for her, and now she's gonna be here in a few weeks to visit me. I really didn't feel like giving up traveling for these people that I loved and that I had created this bond with. I really didn't see it as a necessity. It really didn't translate to something that was like a thought, It wasn't like I didn't have to think about it. It really didn't translate to like a thought in my brain to contemplate. I was just like, yeah, no, you clearly, no, this is not it. So sorry, babes, I'm out. And this is why at the beginning of the video I said sometimes I feel like I sacrificed a romantic love life for this nomad life, because I will always choose myself. I will always choose me and what I want. I've tasted and lived and experienced too much of the joy and the pleasure and the fulfillment and just the fucking awness of life that comes with saying yes to everything that I want. In that case, I guess I'm a pick me. I'm a pick me because I'm always gonna pick me, baby. And upon reflection, I can say now that there's always been a desire to do it with someone. There's always been this you know, this kind of like thing in the back that has always been like, man, this would be so nice if I had someone that I loved here to share with me. That I out of all the dreams that I already have and continue to make come true for myself, there was that one thing that always just felt so far out of my reach, and that was to have a companion, to have partnership, to have someone there to enjoy those perspective shifting and heart opening moments and experiences with in random and beautiful corners of the world. If I exist this way, it's only possible that there is someone that exists in alignment in the way, maybe not exactly the same way, but that exists in alignment with me. For that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of the experiences that I've had. I'm grateful for all the heartbreak. I'm grateful for all the, April, why'd you do that? You know, or, girl, why? I'm gonna continue to worry about me, mind my business. Me tending to myself will bring forth everything and anything that I've ever wanted, that I could ever dream of. And so, as always, I stand 10 toes down in that. Let me just add, I have so much love in my life that leaves me in awe on a daily basis. My family, my mom, and my friends, the friends that I have, the way that me and my friends love and care and just pour into each other. The person that comes into my life romantically has a lot to live up to, because the love that I do have in my life is unmeasurable. It's astronomical. It's fucking phenomenal. I know love very well. I'm not lacking it. I'm not confused on what love is. I'm not confused on how to love or how to be loved. I know it very well because I have so much love in my life, and I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful to be able to feel that and to have that in my real life, and also have the awareness and the confidence and the experience to sit here and share this with you. I know that I'm not alone in my experiences. I'm not alone in the way that I feel or the way that I think or the things that I want. I know that I'm not alone. I know that I'm not the only one. And that's all I got, babes.